as they enter into this Mississippi Athletic Conference action. 6-0, the Muskies sent off to Christmas break with a 3-point victory over Nemesis Pleasant Valley on the road at Pleasant Valley. And looking to continue their winning ways tonight are the Muskies. The Muskies are led in scoring by Kavion Hodges at 17.8 points per game, the fantastic senior guard. He's also joined with Spencer Bia at almost 12 points per game and Sam Church at almost 12 points per game. The visiting Bulldogs are led in scoring by Cole Odafe, at 19.6 points per game. Ben Kirchhoff, the senior, also with 14 points per game, and Amari Washington, the three seniors, leading the way for the Bulldogs. Bettendorf coming off of a victory over Sterling, Illinois, 78-47 on December 21st. Their two losses on the season are at Linn-Mar and against conference foe Davenport Assumption. Should be a very competitive basketball game, as these two games always are. Bettendorf led by Alvin Vesey, Muscatine led by Luke Torelli as their head coach. Starting lineups for tonight for Bettendorf: number 5, the senior guard, 5'10", Justin Gordon. Number 13, the senior guard, 6'6", Ben Kirchhoff. Number 41, Cam Scuffum, 6'1", junior guard. Number 45, Amari Washington, the 6'4", senior. And number 15, their leading scorer, Cole Odafe, the 6'4", guard. He's also a senior. For the Muskies, starting off the junior, Gage Curtis at guard. The 6'5", senior, number 15, Ian Church. The 6'4", sophomore, number 23, Sam Church. The 6'3", senior, number 24, Kavion Hodges. And the 6'5", senior, number 33, Cade Daufeld. That's your starting lineups, brought to you by Bridgestone Bandag of Muscatine, proud supporters of Muskie Athletics. It's a special night tonight as we honor Matt Teestrake and Brian Westlake, both members of the 1987 graduating class of Muscatine High School. Outstanding athletes, outstanding teammates. They passed away in 2024. We'll have more at halftime on Brian Westlake and Matt Teestrake. Great rendition of the national anthem as we get started here tonight. Again, a Tuesday night MAC action. Great crowd here tonight. Really a fun atmosphere. Student section out in full force. Red, white, and blue theme night for the Muskie student section. As we get ready to tip off. Odafe and Hodges will tip off for the Muskies and Bulldogs respectively. And the Bulldogs win the tip. will set up their offense. Working it around the perimeter. And then inside, good defense by Cade Doffelt as Amari Washington unable to finish. And now the Muskies will set up their offense. Hodges, back to Doffelt. Hodges for three, and it's good. Kavion Hodges starts out from behind the arc. Washington works it around. Now Gordon, shot fake, kicks it back out to Washington at the top of the key. No good. Rebound by Ian Church. Hodges, nice feed inside. Ian Church with the finish. Good inside-out play there from the Muskies. Gordon for three. That's no good. Hodges with the rebound. Doffelt gets it across the timeline to Ian Church in the corner. Hodges for three. No good. Will hit the strap above, and that'll be out of bounds. It'll be Bettendorf basketball. Kirkhoff will bring it up for the Bulldogs. Washington for three. No good. Gets the long rebound off the tap. And that three-pointer is good as Kirkhoff drains it from the corner. 2-point lead for the Muskies. Sam Church will drive, and he'll get the bucket. Dug out by Hodges. He gets the steal. Nope. Find Church, whose shot is blocked. Rebound, no good. Really nice defense from Odafe, who got the trailer block. And Kirkhoff will get the rebound and reset the Bulldog offense. Baseline drive. We'll have a foul. And that'll send Odafe to the free throw line. That's going to be the first foul on Ian Church. Misses the first free throw. Misses them both. Hodges gets the rebound. And now Curtis will reset the Muskie offense. Man-to-man defense from the Bulldogs. Ten seconds left on the shot clock. Church for three, that's good. Sam Church, the sophomore from downtown. Good find from Cade Doffelt on that offensive possession. Washington hits that one from the corner. Both teams trading threes right now. 10-6 is the lead for Muscatine. Patient offense from Muscatine. Working the shot clock again deep into the count. We're at 10 seconds. And that's going to be a turnover as Church to Doffelt pass was a little high. The Bulldog offense resets. Muscatine also in man-to-man defense. The lefty, Washington, finds Gordon for three, and it's good. Bettendorf shooting themselves right back into this game. It's a 1-point ball game now off the 3 3-pointers from the Bulldogs. Post up by Hodges. Good help side defense there from Jackson Laver, who's checked in for Bettendorf. Odafe for three, no good. Rebound by Favor. That back tap secured by Curtis. Washington fronts and gets the steal. And Kirchhoff gets the bucket, and Bettendorf has their first lead of the night. "30-second timeout from Muscatine. We'll stay right here on the Muskie Sports Network. Muskie basketball here brought to you by Drake Farms, Han Ready Mix, and Family Eye Center. Spencer Bia now into the ball game for the Muskies. It's Hodges, Bia, Sam Church, Daufelt, and Canton Welsh on the floor for the Muskies. Or excuse me, Nate Lucarenin. Six seconds on the shot clock. Hodges for three. No good, but he got the rim, reset the clock, but rebounded by Odafe. Bia gets the rebound. He'll drive. Up, no good. Rebound by Daufelt. Was going to be on number 23, Terrell Burge. First team foul against the Bulldogs. 1:48 here to go in the first quarter. Karen into inbound. Finds Church. Now Bia. Post feed a little high. And that'll be another turnover against this Muscatine offense. Kirchhoff with the fadeaway. Nice one-leg fadeaway jumper there for Kirchhoff. No shot, that'll be a foul. Muscatine trailing by 3. Inbounding underneath. Ian Church to Hodges. McCarran inside to Sam Church. Villa. Strong drive. It's going to be out of bounds on the Muskies. So it looks like they got an injury or blood timeout here as Muscatine subs out as Hodges will get a break. Canton Welsh, Nate LeCarron, Ian Church, Sam Church, and Spencer Bia on the floor for the Muskies. Odafe with the and one. That's going to be on Bia. Cole Odafe with a nice post move there. He'll have a chance at a three-point play. Bia on the in cut. Back out to Church. Sam Church, good help defense there from the Bulldogs. 10 seconds, no shot clock. Here's LeCarron. Bia at the buzzer, no good. And the Bulldogs lead 16-10 at the end of the first quarter. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back at Muscatine High School on the Muscatine Sports Network. I'm Joel Kraushaar. Watch on Huddle Fan, YouTube, and local Muscatine Power and Water Channel 2 for all your Muskie sports needs. We have a busy week. We've got this big game tonight between Bettendorf and Muscatine. And then Thursday night we'll have wrestling here in the gym. And then Friday, boy-girl doubleheader as the varsity girls and varsity boys will take on Davenport Central. We'll have all of that for you here on Huddle Fan, YouTube, and Muscatine Power and Water Channel 2. Welsh, Church, LeCarron, Doffelt, and Bia to start the second quarter. LeCarron back to Church. This is Ian Church. Welsh. Church for three, and it's good. Kirkhoff brings it up for Bettendorf. These games are always interesting. Fireworks always fly when the Bulldogs and Muskies get together. That'll be another foul against the Muskies. Laver will go to the free throw line as LeCarron picks up the foul. First free throw good by Laver. 4-point lead for the Bulldogs. As Burge checks back in for the Bulldogs. Second free throw missed. Bia with the rebound. LeCarron. Patient offense. Muscatines ran some quality sets. They've just not been able to get a quality shot at the end of the possession. But that'll be a foul against the Bulldogs. It'll be Laver's first foul. Ian Church has it tapped away. It'll be out of bounds off the Bulldogs. It'll be Muskie basketball. Welsh to Bia. Ian Church. Back to Bia. Lucanen for three. No good. Rebound, Cade Doffelt. Strong take. Good, strong rebound. And they're going to call a held ball, I believe. So it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow does go to Bettendorf on the held ball. Steal by Lucanen. As Bia. Muskie bench wanted a goaltend on that take by Bia. I think they had an argument. I think the ball was contact with the rim. Washington to Laver. Laver shuffled the pups. That'll be a travel turnover. Muscatine will take possession. Kirchhoff will check back in for the Bulldogs. Still a 4-point lead for Bettendorf. Cam Scoopum checks in for Bettendorf. It's Canton Welsh, Nate Lucanen, Sam Church, Cade Doffelt, and Kavion Hodges on the floor for the Muskies. Hodges with the pull-up, it's good. As Kavion now has 5 points. It's a great, okay, they called the travel because that was a fantastic defensive play by Canton Welsh. Dug the ball out. And if anything, they would have had to call an offensive foul because he had strong possession. They called the travel. And Muscatine will try to tie this game or take the lead with a 2 or a 3, respectively. Doffelt looking for cutters. Skip pass to Welsh. Canton Welsh, no good. Rebound by Washington. Gordon, now to scoop him. Here's Kirchhoff for 3, and it's good. Ben Kirchhoff now with 10 points to lead the way for the Bulldogs. Hodges, it gets to the rim, unable to finish. And now the Bulldogs push the pace. Good steal by the Muskie defense. Hodges for three, and it's good. Hodges now with 8. That cuts the lead to 2. Three-pointer no good. Rebound Welsh. But Karanen pushes the pace. Hodges, shot fake. A foul. That foul is going to go on Justin Gordon. His first foul. Cade Dahlfeld will check out as Ian Church checks in. Curtis also into the game now for Muscatine. Sam Church for 3. Sam now with 8. And Muscatine regains the lead, 21-20. Kirkhoff to Washington, and Washington hits the bucket. The three-pointer for Amari Washington. A 2-point lead now for Bettendorf. Welsh for 3, good. Canton Welsh off the assist from Hodges. Good defense from the Muskies. Nice strong take from Odafe, though. He gets to the rim and gets the bucket. The Muskies and Bulldogs trading leads here in their last 2 possessions down the floor. Ian Church, strong catch and finish. 1:20 to go here in the first half. Muscatine leads by 1. Church called for the foul. That's going to be the second foul on Ian Church. Washington will go to shoot 2 free throws. Misses the first. Spencer Bia will check in. Sam Church will get a breather. Washington makes the second. We're all tied at 26. As Gage Curtis sets up this offense. Welsh to Curtis for 3. And it's good. Gage Curtis from downtown. Strong shooting here in the second quarter for the Muskies. They lead by 3. Shot clock still on. About a 9-second difference between the two. Washington, no good. Offensive rebound, though, from Burge. Stolen by Welsh. And with 18 seconds, Muscatine looks to go for the last shot here. Kirkhoff pushes the press. Bia, 4 seconds. Curtis for 3. No good. And the Muskies will lead 29-26 as we go to halftime here on the Muscatine Sports Network. Muskie basketball brought to you by Hy-Vee. Your local Hy-Vee food stores are proud supporters of the Muskies. Go Muskies from Hy-Vee. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back for halftime. As we'll now turn it over to Al Hilton as there's a special presentation for Brian Westlake and Matt Teestrake, members of the class of 1987.
Two remarkable individuals who left an enduring legacy on Muscatine athletics, Brian Westlake and Matt Teestrake. Brian and Matt were not just athletes, they were inspirations and role models. Their dedication, passion, and athletic prowess brought joy and excitement to countless fans. Brian was a standout in both basketball and baseball, earning first-team All-State in 1987 in basketball, as well as first-team All-Conference, and he was second-team honorable mention All-Conference in 1986. Brian broke the all-time scoring record his senior year. He had 680 points, averaging 31.7 points in conference play, including 6 games over 40 points. Amazing. He set the single-game scoring record with 46 points. He achieved that in 2 different games. He was inducted into our Athletics Hall of Fame in 1992-93. That's Brian Westlake. Matt was a athlete for 4 years here at MHS. He was in basketball, baseball, cross country, and track. All 4 years participated in those sports. He was a team captain for both basketball and cross country his senior year, and in basketball he was honorable mention All-Conference in 1987. After he graduated from high school, he did play baseball at UNI. Both Brian and Matt were on the 1987 boys basketball team, which lost to eventual state champion Burlington in the sub-state final game. And they were on the 1987 baseball team, who were state runner-up that year. Their impact extended beyond the field of play. They were known for their kindness, humility, and positive influence on those around them. We extend our deepest condolences to their families, friends, and loved ones during this difficult time. Let us honor the memory of Brian Westlake and Matt Teestrake by celebrating their lives and the positive impact they made on our community. Thank you for coming out tonight. Your support has meant so much to the families. Now take a look at the slideshow on the video board.
A tribute's being played on the video board here at Muscatine High School. Memories of Matt Teestrake and Brian Westlake, members of the 1987 graduating class. Muscatine, as you just heard Al Hilton share with everyone, an indelible legacy that these 2 men left, not just as athletes, but as citizens of Muscatine, members of the community. And I had the pleasure, actually, as a broadcaster, to broadcast a couple Iowa City High girls games where Brian Westlake's daughter was a standout for the City High girls team. Matt went on to play baseball at Northern Iowa. Brian played on the gray shirt team at the University of Iowa for their basketball program. And it was just a fantastic, I grew up in Muscatine, the big basketball that had Brian Westlake's signature on it as he went, as he broke the records that Coach Hilton, Al Hilton, just shared with us. And now I'm joined at this time with a great guest here, the athletic director at the time, and a man who knew these 2 men very, very well. Chuck Van Heck joins us. Chuck, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me, Joel.
And it's it's never great to have these kind of conversations. Unfortunately, lose two men, far too young in 2024 as both Brian and Matt passed away from illness. But you knew these guys. You taught them. You coached them. They were a part of this community when you came. You came to Muscatine in 1980. Was that
83, 84 was my first year at Muscatine.
So you knew these guys their entire high school career. We see stats. We see all the things they accomplished in the scoring book. What do you remember most, though, about these two men as athletes and as students at Muscatine High School?
Well, one of the things I remember about them, besides being great athletes, they were great friends, but they were people who were really pretty much different. Matt was a very serious kid and just did everything, whatever the rules were, Matt was going to do the rules. And, of course, Brian was not quite that way. And he was also a great kid. But Brian was a fun-loving guy and always had somebody work after him, mainly Coach Barkema. But they were both, great kids. One thing about Matt is you don't see many four-sport athletes anymore.
No, you don't.
And he did them all well. He was Brian was also a multi-sport athlete, and he was a great player too. One of the things I remember when they played that first game at Marshalltown in baseball that year that they were runner-up, that the first night they had 5 home runs, and you just don't have that in a high school game. And Matt
especially
and Brian,
at Marshalltown, that's a big park.
Yeah, it was a big park, and it was just people were just in awe that night, and it was a wonderful time. But those kids, like they were not only good athletes, they were good students, and both of them had very successful careers and great family guys. So this is just exactly what you want from kids when you look at them and see what they're going to be like in 20, 30 years. And they're two of the greatest examples of what you'd like to see as far as role models for any of our kids over there. If they become as successful as these two guys did, they will have a great career.
I reached out to Brett Olson because I was 6 years old when these guys were playing here. And so I wanted some context of some of their contemporaries. And Brett's response to me was that Brian was hitting logo threes before anybody knew what logo threes were, and that he always was a fierce competitor. And he said he'll never forget down in Burlington, he hit a game-winning shot at the buzzer and made his joy known to the Burlington student section. And you guys had to get him some special transportation out of the building that night because it was such a big rivalry.
Not only that, but the police escorted the bus.
That's what I was referencing.
To the city limits of Burlington, and nobody enjoyed it more than Brian.
That's a story multiple people have told me, and those two teams obviously went at it hard all year long. But Burlington ended up winning the state championship that year. And I think that's one of the rivalries I miss the most in this new Mississippi Athletic Conference is Burlington-Muscatine was always such a memorable thing. And that's one of the stories that I remember hearing from Coach Youngbauer when I was, a student in Muscatine. And I remember Jim Barkema talking about that too because Jim's son was a classmate of mine. And so
how many times, if you watch the bench, did you see Coach Barkema cover his eyes, one of those three-point logos, and they go in, and it's a whole different story then.
Well, yeah, Coach Youngbauer references in like some of the notes that he put in the program and made available tonight was that Coach Barkman would be like, "No, Brian, no, yes, great shot, Brian, great shot, Brian."
Yeah. But that was a fun time. If it would have been for Burlington and then City High, we'd have been in the state tournament every year. But they had two great teams, and we were just a little short. But boy, were they great teams.
Well, and that 87 baseball team, I played for a couple of guys who, Coach Leach was a coach of that team, and I know Scott Beatty was around that team too. Scott was one of my baseball coaches as a high school athlete here. And, so I remember hearing stories of that team. And you mentioned Matt Teestrick, 4-sport athlete. I miss those days. I have 3 kids myself. We always are talking about being a well-rounded person, Find a role. You may not be the star in a sport, but go find a role, contribute in some way. And it's great to hear, those are the stories I think these kids need to hear about.
Yep, that's right. I was glad Al put that out there. That's really good. The more we share our kids, the better off we are, not only in athletics, but also in activities, music, band, whatever. If we're sharing our kids, we're all better off.
Yeah, and I mentioned right before you came on, I had the pleasure to call games of Brian's kids at City High, and when he passed away, I actually had people reach out from sports media that I made relationships with, throughout. So these guys, both Matt and Brian, had not just a legacy in our community, they were memorable people throughout the state of Iowa and gone far too soon, and it's great that we can celebrate them tonight.
Yeah, this is a fantastic night, and I'm proud of the community for the big turnout. We knew it was going to be a fun basketball game, and then this added situation just made it a lot nicer. And it's not a bad night, but it's not the greatest night out, and we have a great turnout. And I know it's on Channel 2 too, so there'll be people at home that saw that, and that's great.
And it's always exciting when Bettendorf and Muscatine get together. They referenced Westlake setting the school record for points scored, 46. That record was broken against Bettendorf on December 9th, 2018, when Joe Wieskamp scored 54 against DJ Carton and the Bettendorf Bulldogs. It is always exciting when these two teams are in the gym together, and I'm looking forward to a good second half. Chuck, thanks so much for joining us and putting some context on these great lives.
And again, congratulations, Muscatine.
Thank you, Chuck. Chuck Van Heck, longtime activities director at Muscatine High School, as we get underway with the second half. Muscatine starts with possession. Gage Curtis, the Muscatine starting five, is the same as they started the game. Kavion Hodges for three, it's good. Muscatine's lead goes to 6. Muskie basketball brought to you by CBI Bank and Trust, proudly supporting Muskie hoops and activities, donating over $126,000 to Muscatine High School since 1995. Gordon for three in the corner, no good. Rebound, Sam Church. Strong start for the Muskies. Muscatine working it around the perimeter. That three-pointer is good. Sam Church, he's now got 11. Both Hodges and Sam Church with 11 points leading the way for the Muskies. The lead is 9. Washington for three, no good. Sam Church with the board. Pushes it up to Hodges. Now Daufel to Curtis. Another three, no good. Long rebound made by Odafe. Now Kirchhoff will push the pace for the Bulldogs. Almost to travel. Good job maintaining his foot position was Kirchhoff. Washington tries to cross over. Good defense from Cade Daufel. And Ian Church is going to pick up his third foul on the reach-in. He's trying to dive in for the steal. So the senior, Ian Church, gets himself in a little bit of foul trouble here. Coach Torelli puts in Spencer Bia. Odafe turns it, blocked by Hodges. That's going to be out of bounds off of Odafe. And it'll be Muskie basketball. Gage Curtis will reset this Muskie offense. Hodges turns the corner, works his way through traffic, misses it. It's going to be a jump ball, I would imagine. And that'll be Bettendorf basketball. Good hustle on all parties there. Everybody's battling for the hoop, for the ball. 5:35 to go in the third quarter. Muscatine leads by 9. Off 2 3-pointers, one by Kavion Hodges, the other by Sam Church to start out the third quarter. Skip pass to Odafe. Odafe for 3. It's good. Kirkhoff to Odafe. 6-point lead for the Muskies. Sam Church gets his own rebound and the putback. Ooh, Muscatine gambling for a steal there. And now Washington picks it up deep from the basket. Bia putting pressure on. A blocking foul, much to the chagrin of the Muscatine bench and the student section. So that'll be the first foul on Doffelt. Odafe, step back. No good. Bia, triple team. He finds Hodges for 3. No good. Oh, he gets the shooter's roll. And they ruled that it hit the strap, and I can see the strap moving. So that shooter's roll does not count. Washington to Odafe. Odafe, no good. Rebound by Laver. (37-29), the Muskies lead as Laver goes to the free throw line. And we have another special guest joining us here soon. As Bia works it around. Cade Doffelt. Post lob feed. LeCarronan gets the rebound. And Muscatine, with 20 seconds on the shot clock, resets their offense. Bia drives. Shot up. No good. Finds Hodges on the pass. Now Hodges will get the roller to go. And I'm now joined by outstanding Muscatine basketball coach and my former broadcast partner. We're rekindling this here tonight. Terry Youngbauer now joins me.
Joe, how are you?
Great. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. What a great night.
Absolutely.
Honoring Matt and Brian and seeing a great game like this.
Yeah, Chuck and I were just talking about how you got to witness those guys up close and personal as Jim Barkham's assistant, as Bettendorf will keep possession as that ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, what a treat that was, Joel. Just so many great memories.
Inbound to Odafe. And it's always exciting when Bettendorf and Muscatine can play each other. These two teams always have great competitive basketball games. And
in talking to the coaches before the game, they said Bettendorf would be a tough out tonight. So, and they were certainly right about that.
Washington for 3. I got some intel that Washington's father was quite the player for St. Ambrose.
Okay.
Our friend at Muscatine Power and Water, Tony Lokensol, saw him play at his time with the Bees. As Hodges reestablishes position and is able to get the lay in there on the pass.
That was kind of a crazy sequence, wasn't
it? That ball could not have been any closer to the line without touching it.
Tell you what, Joel, it's a physical game.
Yeah, it's been a really physical basketball game.
I'm not tough enough to play in this environment, so I'm glad I'm up here with you.
The Valley wasn't that way back in your Drake days as a player?
Well, it was a little bit. But I just threw it to Lewis Lloyd and stayed out of the way, so I knew my place.
Good turnaround there by Laver. Laver's provided a lot of activity off the bench here for the Bulldogs. Unable to finish, though. Muscatine keeps their 11-point lead. This Muscatine team's been really impressive to watch all season because they can score at every level. They don't rely on the three-point shot exclusively. Tonight they're having success there, but they're able to get to the paint and so much length and talent all the way through this lineup.
Yeah, just really nice cushion right now. And, you just mentioned, they can score so many different ways. They got so many different people.
Right.
Their bench guys have really played well. Canton Welsh has played well. Gage Curtis has played well. And you got Spencer, maybe the sixth man of the year in the conference.
Yeah.
Or in the state. Tell you what, he's tough.
As Welsh checks in to give Hodges a break.
Talk about legacies, Joel. Every time I see Canton Welsh, he looks more and more like his dad, Brandon, and is playing more and more like his dad. He's a really nice player. Doing a fantastic job.
And these guys have played so much basketball together. And you're just seeing those efforts come through this year. They've accomplished all the way. I saw one poll has them at number 6 in the state already this year.
That doesn't shock me.
And that's a great turnaround finish there for Ben Korporek. It's not often you find a kid who has a harder last name to pronounce than my own, and that Korporek is one of them.
You do your homework, though, Joel. You're always good with that.
It's those. It's all those diction classes I had to take as a vocal performance major in college.
There you go.
Singing translates to sports too, Coach. Here we go. The three-pointer. Sam Church, no good. Rebounds, battling Cade Doffelt. They're going to call it out of bounds. That's going to be off Odafe. It'll be Muskie basketball.
Right. I hate to say it, but I think Ian got away with a little push there.
Yeah, we might have gotten away with one there. And I think that's what Coach Vesey for Bettendorf is saying the same thing right now.
I honestly don't know how they missed that right on the baseline there.
Yeah, it was right in front of
physicality, though, we talked about.
And it's been consistent. Right there, you probably could have argued.
Very physical.
Yeah. And that play will stop. We'll have a foul.
It's always a tough game to officiate. I'm never very critical of the officials. So.
And my question is when you start to see, a consistent crew calling it both ways, I mean, they're letting them play. What are your coaching points to players who may not be ready for that physicality? What do you tell the guys to calm them down and get them to persevere?
Well, Spencer Lloyd was always great at talking to kids about you got to adjust the officiating. So, I mean, you've got to feel out how they're calling the game. And it's just one of those things that, experience, players just got to have the experience to adjust.
As Bia picks up the foul there, we have some animated officiating there too. I'm a little since I became an official this past year. I reffed the entire varsity high school football season, so I understand.
So
the
know
plight.
what it feels like.
And I'm much more empathetic.
Everybody
than
should
I used
probably
to be.
walk in their shoes a time or two.
I used to sit in this chair as a broadcaster, and when it would get a little bit, questionable, I'd say, there's a shortage. Go to Boone and become an official. I took my own advice, and I'm far more empathetic about it.
Good for you, because we need good young officials.
Well, thank you for calling me young, Coach. I appreciate that. As Welsh runs the baseline, gets it to LeCarronin.
It's nice to see Nate back out on the floor.
I know he was a little banged up. Doffelt unable to get that. The quarter's going to end with a little flourish there for Bettendorf, and Muscatine will lead by 7.
They're just hanging in there, keeping it close enough to be in striking distance. I'm sure they, would like to keep it where it's at or chip into that a little bit and have a chance to steal it at the end. But Muscatine had a really good third quarter.
We'll talk. We're going to talk more about Brian and Matt, Matt T. Strake and Brian Westlake, respectively. We just had Chuck Van Heck on. He kind of talked about, what they were as students and being multi-sport athletes and what they meant to the community. You have a little bit more, personal relationship, being their coach, being on that basketball team. Coach Barkema kind of references in you how that team kind of laid the foundation for what you eventually had for those many years as you were the head man after Jim stepped down. What did those two players mean to that foundation that you helped build this program on as the winningest basketball coach in Muscatine history?
Yeah. Brian is certainly just a once-in-a-lifetime player. I mean, the guy had no fear, ice water in his veins. I mean, I told the story in my little writing that I wrote up for the program tonight. My favorite is always when Brian would come across half court, launch one of those. He was Caitlin Clark before Caitlin Clark was
That's
around.
what Brett Olson told me, the exact same thing.
Absolutely. And Brian would launch those up, and I remember sitting right by Coach Margaret, and he'd be screaming, "No, Brian, no, no!" Ball would swish through the nets, and he'd be, "Great shot, Brian, great shot, Brian." And of course, Brian had that smile on his face as he saw us jog back. And Brian just was an unbelievable talent, and just so much fun to watch.
And we're seeing a fantastic talent, Kavion Hodges, with a great finish there. He's got 17.
Kavion's a tremendous player.
So good to get him back. I mean, obviously he had a great experience at Assumption, won a state championship last year, but family got jobs back in Muscatine. And to see a kid come home for his senior year, that's just a great story to see that.
Absolutely. I know the Muscatine kids and the coaching staff were real excited to get him back as well.
Bia on the wing. This team has to remind you of some of those teams you had.
Absolutely, absolutely. There have been just a lot of tremendous players that have come through Muscatine. I was sitting with Josh Miller, of course, in the first half, and we were reminiscing about, Miller time with Ron Kaiser, on his three-pointers. From Bonnie Drive.
Just baseline runner.
Yes.
Why anyone tried to run a 1-3-1 zone against you, I don't know.
One of Josh's favorites.
A foul here as Bettendorf will go to the free throw line. That's really been how Bettendorf has found their way kind of back into this, especially in that first half, was they got to the free throw line.
We haven't had a chance to talk about Matt Teestrake yet. And, Matt, Mr. Steady, I'll tell you what, Matt was on an even keel all the time. You talk about wanting your athletes not to get too high with a win and too low with a loss. Matt was that kind of guy. He was just so cerebral. Just knew the game well, and you could always count on Matt to execute in crunch time. I mean, if you diagram something and Matt was supposed to be the guy setting the key screen, he'd do it. If he was the guy to be taking the big shot, he'd do it. He just did whatever it took for the team to win. Just both those guys were just, in different ways were team guys. Brian, I know people give him a hard time about his defense, but he was a better defender than anybody would ever give him credit for. Just a good athlete, and toughness. Yeah. Both those guys, toughness, so tough.
Yeah, and we talked about all of these things with these young people, and Chuck and I were talking about the multi-sport athlete, and sometimes you're not going to be the superstar on the team, but you have a role. You mentioned guys setting the screens, the guy getting rebounds, and sometimes it's the guy sitting on the bench who might see something and mention to an assistant coach, and that finds its way to you. Like, just being a part of a program is so important to a community like Muscatine.
Yeah, Scott Danker's in the crowd, a lifelong friend and teammate of both Matt and Brian, Phil Schliesman, guys like that who were, just unsung heroes, knew their role on that team, and just such great teammates and friends of those guys. And great to see them come. Scott came all the way from Des Moines tonight. Phil, a long-time high-V guy, and they're both just great guys.
Well, we really appreciate you sitting down with us, Coach. Again, Terry Youngbauer joining us. He was an assistant on that 1987 team, but then turned out to be one of the best coaches in the state and the all-time leading coach winner in Muscatine program history. And by the way, new member of the Wisconsin Basketball Hall of Fame, inducted in 2024. So congratulations on that honor, Coach.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate all your kind words.
A great finish by McCarran. He's looking really healthy tonight.
Segued right into that, Joe. Yes, no, that was nice. I'll tell you what, there's just some tremendous players on the floor, and I was fortunate enough to coach a lot of guys just like these guys.
Well, and you had a lot of these guys as junior high players, too. So that's special for you, too, to see these guys, in your new role.
Makes it really fun to watch these guys develop and grow and see how much they've improved over the years.
Strong finish, spin move, didn't finish, but a good board there by Ian Church. And Odafe will pick up the foul again. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. I know you got lots of people to see tonight.
Before I go, one thing I want to say is the coaching staff of Muscatine, I don't know if they get the credit they deserve. They slowly built this to what it was. They were very patient. We played a lot of young kids for a lot of years, but this is the fruits of their labor. And I tell you what, they did a marvelous job. They deserve a ton of credit.
Coach Torelli was really a young coach all the way around when he took over, and kudos to him for not losing faith in himself. I mean, that is so hard to do as a young coach. You want to sometimes abandon ship. There's a great finish there by Kavion Hodges. But I had Lance Peterson, when I worked for him at Wilton High School, he's like, you can only be who you are. So don't try to be something else. And he has built this thing the way he's wanted to. He's active as a teacher in the district. And you're exactly right. This coaching staff deserves a ton of credit for building this program.
I call Coach Torelli Cool Hand Luke. And of course, Joel Witchers can't talk about the
My
coaching
first
staff without
coach.
Joel and your first coach.
My first coach.
Joel was always that steady hand. I'm sure he, always knew, hey, just be patient.
Yep, 7th grade football, Joel Witchers. And then his son coached my son in baseball last summer, and my son came home and was like, Dad, Coach Witchers says a lot of the same stuff you do. And I'm like, that's because he heard it from his dad the way I heard it from his dad. So good bucket there again, Coach. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Joel. Always an honor to be with you.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Terry Youngbauer, former head coach of Muscatine High School, and a great, great person to have on the broadcast. Muscatine leads by 8. Hodges shot no good. That's rebounded by Odafe. Now Odafe will drive, create some contact and separation, and he gets the and one. So Odafe will go to the free throw line to shoot one. 48-42 is the score. Muskie basketball brought to you by Drake Farms and Hahn Ready Mix. Hanson Chiropractic also bringing you Muskie basketball. Go see Jeff Hanson. Call him at 563-264-1611 to schedule an appointment. Hodges with the miss. It's going to be out of bounds. It'll be Muscatine basketball. As Nate LeCarron will inbound for Muscatine underneath the basket. That'll go out of bounds. LeCarron throws it off of Burge. And now they'll inbound from the sideline. Such a great turnout on this Tuesday night. Muscatine, Mississippi Athletic Conference basketball. As Canton Welsh will work the ball around now to Hodges. LeCarron now inside. Ian Church, no good on the jumper. Rebound, Kirchhoff. 6-point ball game. Welsh digs it out on the help defense and gets the steal. And he'll slow it up here as Muscatine will reset their offensive attack. McKiernan, Euro step, no good. Burge drives, he's fouled. That's going to be on Canton Welsh. Terrell Burge will go to the free throw line. Bridgestone Bandag bringing you Muskie basketball, proudly supporting Muskie Athletics. Bridgestone Bandag. Hahn Ready Mix supporting Muscatine Athletics. For all your residential and commercial concrete needs, call Hahn Ready Mix at 563-263-6467. Second free throw is good. The lead is 4 now for the Muskies. Just over 3.5 to go here in the ball game. Hodges will go to the free throw line as Washington will be called for the block. It's the first foul on Washington. Hodges will shoot 2 free throws. First free throw is good. Daufelt, Sam Church, LeCarron, Welsh, And Hodges on the floor for the Muskies. As both teams trying to advance their position in the MAC conference standings. Muscatine 4-0, Bettendorf 3-1. And a turnover. The ball goes out of Burge's hands. And the Muskies will take over. Right in front of that loud and involved Muskie student section. Again, we'll be back in the gym Thursday night for some Muskie wrestling. And then Friday, boy-girl doubleheader as the Muskies host Davenport Central. Welsh to Church. Church inside to Doffelt. Doffelt over the left shoulder. No good. Rebound by Terrell Burge. Kirchhoff for three. Good ball movement. Great extra pass from Laver. And Kirchhoff knocks it down, cuts it to a one-possession game. Doffelt to LeKaranen. .240 to go. That foul is going to be on Burge. And Muscatine will, no, not quite in the bonus. That's 4 team fouls on the Bulldogs. So one more foul will put Muscatine in the bonus. And that's a timeout. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. The Muskie Sports Network is brought to you by CBI Bank and Trust, Hy-Vee, Han Ready Mix, Bridgestone Bandag, Drake Farms, and Hanson Chiropractic, along with Clove Dental, Family Eye Center, and the Muskie Booster Club. You can see these games on Huddle Fan, YouTube, and always locally on Muscatine Power and Water, Channel 2. Drake Farms is a proud supporter of Muskie activities. They're a family-owned and operated farm by Jeremy Drake. Go Muskies from Drake Farms. As we enter the final third of this fourth quarter, Muscatine leads by 3. Ian Church has 3 fouls for the Muskies. That's really the only Muskie in foul trouble. No one in imminent foul trouble either for the Bulldogs. 4 team fouls against Bettendorf, 3 against the Muskies. The Bulldogs with 4 timeouts, the Muskies with 3. McCarran has that pass tipped. And Hodges unable to get the block. And the bucket is good by Laver. And now LeKaranen will reset this Muskie offense. 1-point game, Muscatine leads. Ian Church. Skip pass to LeKaranen. Sam in the corner. Now here's Ian. The brothers Church trade passes. Jumper no good. Rebound Burge. Bulldog offense. This is Laver to Odafe. Kirchhoff off the curl screen. No good by Burge. Rebound Sam Church. Now LeKaranen will work it over to Ian Church. Good cut by LeKaranen. He finds Doffelt for the lay-in. Great entry pass from Ian Church to LeKaranen, who made the extra pass for the easy bucket for Cade Doffelt. Timeout Bettendorf. It'll be a full timeout. We'll take a quick break too. As it's fourth quarter action, 1:25 to go here. I'm Joel Kraushaar on the Muskie Sports Network. As the Muskies lead the Bulldogs 52-49. Muscatine coming off of a 3-point victory at Pleasant Valley right before the break. And here's Amari Washington, finds Burge, that's blocked. Sam Church with a huge block. The ball will stay with the Bulldogs. Shot clock is at 24. And a timeout as Bettendorf will be in 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Muscatine basketball brought to you by CBI Bank and Trust. Their Muskie Madness program has donated over $126,000 to Muscatine activities since 1995. And Hy-Vee, the local Muscatine Hy-Vee food stores, proudly supporting Muskie basketball and the Muskie Sports Network. Big thank you to Matt Schweitzer and his team at Hy-Vee for always bringing Muskie activities to the community on the Huddle Fan Network YouTube and Muscatine Power and Water Channel 2. Should be an exciting minute 20 here. We'll be back with wrestling on Thursday and some more hoops on Friday night. Three-pointer, no good. Burge tip back, no good. Rebound by Hodge. And now Burge will be called for a foul. And that'll put Muscatine in the bonus. And that'll send Kavion Hodges to the free throw line to shoot 2 fouls. That's the third foul on Terrell Burge. As Kavion Hodges goes to the free throw line. Kavion misses the first. Hodges is a 79% free throw shooter on the season. Makes the second, lead is 4. Muscatine with some token full court pressure here. Hodges with the steal. And he's fouled. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Torelli wants an explanation. So on the steal, on the dribble, the referee is saying the ball hit the line. And I'm completely shielded. I have no opinion either way. Washington, the lefty goes right, left-handed finger roll, no good. That's going to be out of bounds off the Muskies, and it'll be Bulldog basketball. 49 seconds to go. Muscatine leads by 4. Shot clock did reset, so a fresh 35 seconds on the shot clock. Hodges with a steal. And Muscatine takes possession. Hodges turns the corner. And his shot, he's fouled. Strong take, strong defense by Washington. Great sportsmanship by Amari Washington. That was a contested shot, nothing aggressive or malicious. And Hodges will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 free throws. Second foul on Amari Washington. First free throw is good by Kavion Hodges. Second free throw is missed. Muscatine scrambles for the rebound, but they knock it out of bounds. It'll be Bettendorf basketball. Lead is 5. Shot clock is off. 33.9 seconds. And Muscatine's going to extend into some pressure here. Kirkhoff, defended by Ian Church, excuse me. Hodges steps in, and he'll finish it with the flush. Kavion Hodges puts an exclamation point on this one. We have a timeout. Timeout, Bettendorf. Muscatine leads 56-49. They're going to put 4 seconds back on the clock as the timeout came at 20 seconds. So 20 seconds left in this fourth quarter. Muscatine leading by 7. And the Bulldogs will have to advance from the baseline after the made dunk off the steal by Kavion Hodges. He's got 27 now to lead the Muskies. Sam Church with 13. Those are your top 2 scorers for Muscatine tonight. Has 16 for the Bulldogs, along with Odafe with 10. It's been the story of the Muskie defense here in the fourth quarter. Active hands, tipping basketballs, limiting Bettendorf to 1 shot on offense. And this Muskie team looking to advance to 7-0, their best start in many years. Odafe will inbound for Bettendorf. He can run the baseline. It is a made basket. Kirkhoff. Clock is running. Kirkhoff to Washington. Now Kirkhoff will drive. Muscatine will concede the 2. Another timeout. That's the last timeout. And it'll be a full timeout for Bettendorf. With 8.6 seconds to go. It's a 5-point game, 2-possession ball game. You know, Bettendorf gets a steal here. They make a big 3 or a 2. I mean, it's plausible. They actually put another time left. They put 9.2 seconds on the clock. So Coach Torelli trying to draw up a good inbound play, kind of walking through the scenarios with his charges. This Muskie basketball game brought to you by Family Eye and Clove Dental. Family Eye Center of Muscatine. You can go see them in any of their locations. They have offices in Muscatine, Wilton, and Durant. Family Eye, proud supporters of Muscatine Muskie Athletics. So Muscatine will inbound. They'll have the ability to run the baseline. Looks like a full court man-to-man pressure here as Burge fouls Lucanen. Lucanen will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. First free throw good as Nate tries to finish this game. Lucanen makes them both. Amari Washington with the finish, and Muscatine defeats Bettendorf 58-53 on this night that we're able to honor class of 1987, Matt Teestrake and Brian Westlake, both 2 Muskies who passed away in 2024, gone far too soon, but happy to honor their legacy with their families and friends here tonight at Muscatine High School. That's going to do it for us on the Muskie Sports Network. I'm Joel Krausar. We'll see you Thursday for some Muskie Wrestling.